Hey, how's it going? Mr. Tedman here of Rant and Chill. And let's talk about self-empowerment and taking responsibility for one's actions. That's very important to do. Those two things are very important to have in one's life. And we all at times make mistakes and slip up on that. Some people more so than others. I'm going to show you a clip of some guy. There's a whole backstory to how they got in the situation that they're in. But the reason why I'm playing it is to highlight someone that is like down in their life or whatever. Not to make fun of them, not to bully or whatever, you know. But to be like, okay, this is an example of someone just making excuses for their situation and failing to really do much more about it other than, I guess, appealing for begging. Literally e-begging. And I know a lot of YouTubers and streamers, myself included, will put like a donation thing on the screen. But this clip I'm about to show you is about 15 minutes long. Probably only play like 10 minutes of it. But the bulk of it is begging, like the majority. Like it's like 10 minutes of talking about donations and why they need it and the hardship of their life and all this stuff. And which the backstory is pretty interesting. And if you knew about the backstory, if you know about it, you would say it's almost deserving. Now, what I'm talking about is this guy's name is Jason. He goes by Rev. The Chrissy for Christ or whatever her name is. It's part of that saga. So anyway, let's play it. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
I was just looking at the chat and I saw my beautiful girl there with the hearts and the good stuff. The love. We need love. We absolutely definitely need love in this world, and Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be speaking to you. This is Jason William Egroff. This is Revelation News Radio. Now, the actual first show I'm intending on doing very soon, and I apologize that I have not. I've neglected doing content because there's been so much stuff that's been going.
He's not really supposed to be on YouTube due to a ban, but you know they're getting around it, ban evasion, all that sort of thing. And there's a whole situation too. The backstory is quite rich with drama, very juicy. But okay, if you didn't know anything about it though, starting off here, you have this guy who say he wants to start to do a show, but the reason why he hasn't done it is because of, well, he's gonna get into it, hardships in his life, and here we go.
Going on in my life, and I didn't know where I was gonna be, and the harassment of just constantly not knowing your next day can be quite stressful, and the last thing that's on your mind is doing a radio show. It's that.
Okay. Now, what I would say so far, hearing this, is that it sounds like this individual has a lot going on in his life, like he just said, and maybe right now doing a radio show is not something that should be a priority. Maybe getting stability would be part of getting a priority. Okay? I'm guessing they have no income, so get some income. Find work. Find a steady job. Okay? You know, doing a radio show in the kitchen, probably not good. Probably not a good idea. I would not recommend that. Though, I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks if I do this radio show, it leads to donations and leads to money. No, I'm not gonna go too much into the drama because it's the history is quite a lot. They've been trying to make money off of YouTube and internet. I guess internet streaming for years, and the guy had a massive inheritance. Like it's like $500,000, almost $750,000 that he pissed away in the pursuit of trying to become internet famous and trying to get internet money, but it has never happened. So now down on his luck, really down on his luck and have no money. Now's the time? I don't think so. I think now you need to take care of yourself. And this is not it. Anyway.
That is not, it has not been in my purview to really think about, okay? It just hasn't. So I want to come back. I want to come back full force. I want to have guests. I want to do all that thing that I used to do, except now it's going to be a TV show on top of it, which is really neat. Since I've been around, you know, live streaming has become the new thing, the big thing. Live streaming was around too when I was doing my thing back there in that time, but not to the level that it is now.
Live streaming's not a new technology. It's been around for a while. And this guy was just doing his little thing on YouTube for literally a couple years ago. I mean, it's not. He talks about it as if it's like new technology. What? And he calls it like a TV show. So it sounds like his perception of what it means to stream on Twitch and YouTube is really distorted and is seen as some bigger than what it really is. Like the stream on YouTube and Twitch is the equivalent of having a TV show. Maybe a public asset. Maybe having a show on a public access channel. Maybe. Where no one watches. Maybe sometimes someone watches.
That you can just jump on a computer and you're basically live streaming as soon as you want to. With the right tools. OBS is an amazing software. I want to give a shout out to the creators of OBS. Very cool software. I'm loving the beta version of the Twitch Studio. I'm learning that and loving it, and very cool stuff. So I got one viewer in here. That's probably my girl. Might be my girl. But okay. Look, the fact is that.
And I don't really want to say anything about having one viewer on Twitch. That happens. Everyone in the start. So, but what I was saying before is that for years they've been trying to make money off the internet. And he wants to do it now again. He's looking for stability, looking for income. This isn't the way to go about it. You're actually going to be making more below the minimum wage. You're going to be making nothing. You would make more as a waitress, or a waiter at IHOP, not getting any tips, refusing tips. You would make more doing that. Okay.
That I have a wife that is disabled.
His wife isn't disabled, really. She got to the way where she got on her own.
I love her with all my heart, soul, being, everything that however you could love an individual. And I love this girl too, this watermelon that's underneath my feet. She was swapping me with her tail. I love her too. But the fact is that we need funds to live. And
this is it. All right. So about 3 minutes in, a 15-minute video. The rest of it is just begging. The rest of it is begging. So the first 2 minutes is about talking about what he wants to do, and now it's begging.
Yeah, get a job. I know that's going to be like boom, 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 get a job. I can't.
Good advice.
Do you understand that I can't get a job currently because of the harassment that's taken place?
Pause right here. So he says he can't get a job because of the harassment taking place. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? How does it stop anyone from getting a job? What did he talk about? I talk about like internet harassment, like internet trolls and stuff like that. That's not going to stop you from getting a job let's say at the very minimum, McDonald's, okay, or Jack in the Box, okay. But if you were to go a little bit higher, okay, I guess Target. Nah, maybe Target would be maybe a stalker, a Target. I don't know. Okay. Work at a machine shop, like basic level, because I don't know if this guy has any work skills, job skills. I don't think he has anything skill wise, but there's low entry jobs that he can get into if he really wanted.
I have a criminal charge that apparently in a year gets a little better.
He has okay, so he has a criminal charge. All right.
But I am now considered what you would call an undesirable by many professional entities, i.e. employers. Okay?
I don't know about that. And I doubt that very much. So is he trying to say he's a felon and can't get a job because he's a felon? There's a lot of places that hire felons. What is he talking about? You could get a job as a felon. There's places that only hire felons. I mean, I don't know how popular they are. I don't know how many there are, but like, if you want to work at a plant, you could do that. I don't think they're going to be too concerned about you being a felon. If you're doing the low entry grunt work, they're not going to be too concerned about you being a felon. They might be concerned about you using drugs, though. I know this guy smokes a lot of weed and does other drugs like methamphetamine and stuff. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. In fact, if he can't pass the drug test, he's not going to get hired by any of those places. That's what's really going to mess with him. It's not his criminal history. It's going to be his substance abuse. But that much you're not going to get from this video because he never talks about it.
So, I'm dealing with that. I'm coming to you humbly, and this really is a litmus test for me right now. This will be a litmus test. How many people are going to help my family out? How many people are going to help my wife that is disabled and needs medication, and she is without her medication because of the current state of the world?
Because of the current state of the world? Wow. Okay, so this grown man is pleading with his audience for help. Like, and he's putting the responsibility of the help on strangers, different people on the internet. To me, as another grown-ass man with a family, that looks really desperate. That looks really desperate. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be real. That's what it comes off as, because that's what it is. It's desperation. Now, at the same time, he's not desperate enough to go get a job, or at least find one. And that whole I'm a felon excuse, that's bullcrap. No, you could find work as a felon. I have neighbors that are felons and they have work. Okay, they can't own a gun, but they could work. So yeah, you can find work. I mean, if he was really desperate for money, he could also he could go on the street and beg for change, beg for money. He would get more money that way than he would by doing this. There's people who beg for money on the corner, and they actually have money. There's professional homeless, the ones, and this is true. Well, in some places where you see them, they look shoveled or disheveled or whatever. But at the end of it, they go to their parked car, it's a nice car. They drive to their house, nice house. It was an act. It was just a way for them to make some money on the side. Wow. And they're not claiming that money on their taxes. Okay. So I'm saying there's ways, he has options. There's things he could do to improve his family situation. But instead of doing that, he's doing this. He's doing the same thing he's been doing for years, which hasn't helped him at all. And just begging for change. Like, if I lost my job, I'm not going to beg for money from you guys, like, and put it on the responsibility of, can you help me? Are you going to be able to provide for my family? That'd be horrible. I'll just have to get a new job, or manage.
The current state of the United States, which cannot even tie its own shoelaces without a 27-day delay.
Okay, so now he's complaining about the current state of the United States and blaming that for his wife's inability to get her medication. She doesn't have insurance. She doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. I don't know if she gets child support money. She has, I think, 2 kids, and from different baby daddies, I think. And I don't think she gets child support money. I wouldn't be surprised. But they do get money, and they spend the money on Delta 8s, which is like weed and drugs, okay, like methamphetamines and stuff. So they do get money, and they spend it on stupid stuff. Could spend that on medication if you wanted, but whatever.
Because of COVID, which is supposed to be over now, which it's not.
No.
You got that? Government agencies are still using COVID as an excuse as to why they can't get to work like
Not in Texas.
normal. Okay? We were summarily thrown out of an apartment when we weren't supposed to be able to because of a moratorium.
Oh, and that's a big lie. That's a massive lie. Another example of Jason, this Rev guy, not taking responsibility for his actions. The reason why he was kicked out of that apartment is because he has not been paying rent. They ran out of money. That moratorium was for those that lost their job due to COVID and can't pay rent. He never had a job. He was living off of like trust funds, okay? So when they burned through the money, when they pissed through the money, couldn't pay rent anymore, they had enough. The renter, the landlord, had enough and was like, okay, you're getting out of here. We're kicking you out. They gave him notice. They lie and say they didn't get notice, but even on stream, they admit they got notice, but then they walk it back and be like, oh, we didn't get notice. We didn't get notice. No, you got served. You got notice. You got kicked out. And that led to this whole ordeal about their history. I'm sure you go look it up. You might already know about them if you know who Rev is. You know about the history. But I'm telling you, this guy has a pattern of not taking responsibility for his actions and just blaming everyone else for a situation. Okay? Like, when I see someone like this, it's like, look, yeah, you have a lot of issues right now. And you're doing the same thing you've been doing. As it helped you before, as it helped you, it's not helping you. How are you going to pay rent? How are you going to make money? Realistically, what is your goal? Like, how are you going to make money streaming on the internet? Like, how much money do you make a day streaming on the internet? Like, how often do people donate? Okay, if you can't account for it, if you don't know, if you don't even have an estimate, then you have nothing to work with. Like, you gotta be more practical about this. You gotta be more realistic, because otherwise you're just floating on. You're floating by it and barely making it. Now, when we say something with a guy like this, he has to be forced to see the error of his ways. Like, he has to see it. With a lot of people, that's true. With most people, that's true. Like, they're not going to change until everyone, that's true. They're not going to change until they realize they have a problem. And it's that part, when they realize they have a problem. How do you get there? How do you get there with somebody like this? If you talk to him and try to give him life advice, he's probably going to ignore you, call you an idiot, or whatever. Deflect, all that stuff. Okay. He has to hear it from somebody who's close to him. Someone he considers a friend. I think so, anyway. So it's a Reddit person, some life coach isn't going to help. And I think in this video, he asks to go on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's not a solution to this. What? Dr. Phil's going to make the situation worse. Anyway. So I want to end this with a question for you guys. How would you... Because this is about empowerment and taking responsibility for one's actions. How would you get this guy to recognize the error of his ways. How would you? Anyway, with that said, y'all take it easy. Have a good one.